Reparations! The issue of reparations has come up again in anticipation of the Commonwealth Summit. Basically a big meeting between Britain and all the nations that it used to colonize. The raising of the issue has been met with the typical outrage from the white British patriot commentariat, and much of their comments have been focused on and centering now Foreign Secretary David Lammy, with some not so subtle draw for the proverbial whip and keep that darky in line type politics, but that's another subject for another time. What is apparent to me is that for these people, the danger of the reparations discussion is not its potential to reveal Britain's crimes of the past, but its potential to reveal British crimes of the present. For example, in 1897, the British Army invaded and destroyed the great city of Benin, currently now housed in what is today called Nigeria. As a part of this act of colonial violence, the British Army looted the palace of the Oba of Benin, stealing 3,000 to 4,000 ritual and heritage artifacts collectively known as the Benin Bronzes. Following the theft, they were brought back to Britain, and in the spirit of colonial pan-Europeanism, some was given to France and some was given to Germany and some was kept in private collections throughout Europe. But the largest single repository of Benin Bronzes is actually housed today in the British Museum. Not surprisingly, over time, various authorities within Nigeria have campaigned and called for the return of the Benin Bronzes to where they come from. A few years ago, the Culture Secretary, Oliver Dowden, was asked about the British government's position in relation to these calls, and here's what he had to say.
Well, I think that they properly reside in the British Museum.
A letter will soon be sent, mandated under international law by the Nigerian government, to the British Museum, formally requesting return. You and I know that that would also require laws, the Heritage Act and the British Museum Act, to be revoked or at least amended. Is that a realistic prospect?
No, we have no plans for doing that.
Okay.
Now, let us be clear that the return of the Benin Bronzes is a reparations issue. A reparations issue that has the capacity to reveal the extent to which the museum industry throughout Europe and in fact throughout the Western world is in fact a criminal enterprise. A criminal enterprise that is today sustained, maintained and legitimized in British law for the specific purpose of allowing British colonial and neo-colonial institutions to continue to reap, exploit and benefit from the wealth and the heritage of African people stolen by the British Empire. And that is the conversation with them Freda.